Welcome to the deep dive. I want to start by offering a sincere divine blessing for your day today and, well, for your entire upcoming week. May you find peace and strength in whatever you're facing.
Absolutely.
So today we are on an incredibly gritty mission. We are unpacking chapter 3 of the book of Judges. And if you thought ancient history was dry and sanitized, you are in for a shock.
Oh, yeah, completely.
Because today's deep dive features ancient espionage, dark comedy, political assassinations, and, I love this part, a farmer who turns a literal stick into a weapon of mass destruction.
It's a fascinating era. I mean, we're looking at a text that acts as a master class in how to read the rest of Judges, but it does so through some of the most raw, unsanitized details you'll find anywhere in ancient literature.
Right, because they weren't interested in presenting flawless heroes.
Exactly. They were documenting a brutal reality.
So let's set the stage for you. The Israelites have entered Canaan, but God intentionally leaves several pagan nations right there in the land, like the Canaanites, Hittites, and Philistines.
Which is an anomaly, right? You'd expect a new nation to expel rivals.
Yeah, exactly. But according to our sources, the Holman and NWA study Bibles, there's a dual purpose for this.
Yes. So the first reason is deeply theological. It's a test. Will the Israelites actually obey the commands given through Moses, or will they assimilate?
Right. And the second reason?
It's entirely practical. God was teaching the harsh reality of warfare to a new generation that had literally never seen battle.
Which, okay, I kind of look at it like a parent removing the training wheels on a bicycle.
Oh, that's a good way to put it.
Right. It's not just punishment. It's this grueling test to build resilience. But in this case, it's like taking off the training wheels and putting them on a tightrope. Or, throwing them in the ocean knowing there are sharks in the water.
Yeah, and unfortunately, they don't learn to swim.
No. They immediately crash the bike. They start intermarrying and serving foreign fertility gods like Baal and Asherah.
Which kicks off this recurring pattern in the book. The cycle of sin, oppression, a cry for help, and then deliverance.
And the very first oppressor has an almost cartoonishly villainous name.
Oh, Cushan-Rishathaim.
Yeah, which literally translates to Cushan, the doubly wicked.
I mean, that tells you everything you need to know about how they viewed him. He's this tyrant from Mesopotamia.
Right. But then we get the model judge, Othniel. He's Caleb's nephew. The Spirit of the Lord comes upon him. He defeats the doubly wicked king and secures 40 years of peace.
He's the gold standard. He fits that traditional heroic mold perfectly.
Yeah, but once he dies, the cycle repeats. And the details become, well, incredibly specific.
And strategic, yeah.
Yeah.
Because God strengthens Eglon, the king of Moab, and he allies with the Ammonites and Amalekites to capture what the text calls the city of palms.
Which is Jericho. And they oppress Israel for 18 long years.
18 years, an entire generation growing up under occupation.
Right. So finally, the Israelites cry out, and God raises up an unlikely deliverer, Ehud, son of Jerah.
And the deep irony here is just brilliant. Ehud is from the tribe of Benjamin.
Which means son of the right hand.
Exactly. But Ehud is famously left-handed.
Which the study notes point out was actually seen as a defect back then. Like he was considered impeded in his right hand.
Yeah, it wasn't just a quirk. It was viewed as a physical limitation. But it becomes a massive strategic advantage.
Okay, but I have to ask about his method here, because it relies entirely on deception, not some righteous battlefield charge.
True. Ehud crafts this two-edged dagger.
Right, a cubit long, so about 45 centimeters.
Yeah, basically a short sword. And he hides it under his clothes on his right thigh.
Because the guards would normally check the left thigh, right? Assuming everyone draws with their right hand.
Exactly. It's a biological blind spot for the security.
So he delivers the tribute to King Eglon, leaves, and then actually comes back from the pagan idols at Gilgal, claiming he has a secret word for the king.
It's an ancient espionage thriller.
It's literally a Trojan horse tactic, just utilizing diplomacy and a perceived disability instead of a giant wooden structure.
That's a perfect analogy. So, Ehud gets the king alone in his cool summer chamber.
And what follows is, it's one of the most graphic scenes in ancient literature.
It really is. The text specifically describes Eglon as a very fat man.
Yeah, and the study notes compare him to a fatted calf ready for slaughter.
The irony in his name Eglon actually roots back to a word for a young bull or calf.
Wow. Okay, so Ehud announces he has a word from God. The king stands up out of respect, and Ehud draws that hidden dagger with his left hand.
And plunging it into Eglon's belly. It's a visceral reality. The king is so heavy that the fat actually closes over the hilt of the blade.
Wait, so he leaves it in?
He leaves the blade entirely inside him, and then, and this is a gritty detail, the king's bowels empty.
Which feels shocking to us, but the study Bibles point out this is recorded as the ultimate humiliation.
Exactly. For the enemy of Israel, it's total degradation.
Yeah. And then the escape is basically dark comedy.
It really is.
Ehud locks the doors to the upper room and just slips out through the porch.
So the king's servants arrive, right? They find the doors locked, and they assume Eglon is relieving himself in the bathroom.
Covering his feet, I think, is the polite ancient idiom.
Right. And they wait. The text says they wait until they are literally embarrassed to wait any longer.
Before finally opening it and finding him dead on the floor.
By which point, Ehud is completely gone.
But this assassination, it isn't just an isolated act of revenge. It's the starting gun for a massive military campaign.
Yes, because Ehud escapes past the idols, blows a trumpet in the mountains of Ephraim, and rallies the Israelites.
And their strategy is brilliant. They secure the shallow crossings of the Jordan River.
Trapping the Moabite forces.
Exactly, and they slaughter 10,000 strong, valiant Moabite soldiers.
Which leads to an unprecedented 80 years of peace. It's an incredible victory.
It really is. But then, and I love this, the tools of liberation get even stranger.
Oh, you mean Shamgar?
Yes. Introduce Shamgar, the brief but fascinating footnote of the third judge.
It's basically just one verse. Shamgar, son of Anath, strikes down 600 Philistines.
Using only an ox goad.
Right. Which is a 2.4-meter-long farming stick.
With a metal point in the end.
Yeah. It's agrarian technology against the Philistines, who had advanced weapons.
But wait, I have to push back here on this whole sanitized biblical hero idea.
Okay, why is that?
Because the sources point out that Shamgar might not even have been an Israelite.
Right, the linguistic evidence is wild.
His name is Hurrian, and Anath, that's a Canaanite war goddess.
Yeah, so son of Anath is likely a military title. He was probably a pagan outsider or a mercenary.
Exactly. God uses a left-handed assassin with a hidden dagger and possibly a pagan farmer with a pointy stick.
It completely redefines who and what can be used to alter history.
It shatters the mold entirely.
Yeah.
And that is exactly what I want you, the listener, to take away from this.
Because history is rarely neat, tidy, or sanitized.
No, it is full of irony, deeply flawed people, messy situations, and highly unconventional solutions.
It's about leveraging what you have.
Exactly. So I want to leave you with this final provocative thought to mull over. If the grand tools of historical deliverance in these texts were as mundane as a farmer's stick,
Or as unexpected as a perceived physical limitation, like being left-handed in an ancient right-handed world.
right, what overlooked ox goads or perceived defects in your own life might actually be the exact unique tools you need to overcome your biggest obstacles.
That is a great question to reflect on.
Well, thank you for joining us on this gritty mission today. Goodbye, everyone. And remember, God blesses all of you listeners. See you next time.